welcome back to my channel. I'm Jimmy, the Tennessee Prepper, and in today's video, it's going to be all about char cloth. So stay tuned and I'll try to enlighten you.
You about Cherokee Graphics, where we bring your t-shirt dreams to life. With our original designs and custom options using heat transfer vinyl and screen printing, you can rock a one-of-a-kind look. Express yourself with style and quality that lasts. Cherokee Graphics, where your creativity meets our expertise. Check us out now. Use code PREPPER and receive a 10% discount on your order.
Thanks to our sponsor, go over to CherokeeGraphics.com, buy you a cool shirt like this Punisher shirt that I have. If you have a special occasion coming up, reunion, vacation, whatever, you need something custom done, they can hook you up. All right, so some of you might be asking, what the heck is char cloth? Well, it's exactly what the name implies. It is a organic cloth, usually cotton, that is brought to extreme heat without oxygen. So it doesn't burn, it goes through pyrolysis and it actually becomes charred. It was used back during the Civil War. The earliest recorded use of it was actually mentioned in a ninjutsu manual written in the 1500s. So it's been around a while. Okay, so what does it do? Well, it allows you to catch a spark and it starts to glow, creates an ember that you can use with your tinder to get a fire started. I know, why not just use a lighter? Lighters fail. They run out of fluid. They break. If you've been in the prepper community for a day, you've heard somebody say at least once, 2 is 1, 1 is none. It's always better to have multiple ways of doing something. So let's get outside and I will show you the process to make some char cloth. You can keep it in your bug out bag, in your vehicle bags, all of the above. It's not that hard to do. You need a tin container that you can keep airtight. You need to poke a hole in the top to allow the gases to come out. If you don't, it'll explode. But you don't want it more than about 1/8 of an inch because you don't want any oxygen getting in because that would start the combustion and would actually burn your cloth. So just a small hole in the top will do. Okay, before we go out to the grill to put our cloth onto the heat, let's get our prep work done first. So I have metal containers. I got a 6-pack on Amazon. I'll put the link in the show notes. This top screws on and it's airtight, which is what you want. So let's poke our hole in. I've got a small nail. Let's see, hole does not need to be very big, just enough for the gases to escape. This is a hanky. I bought at Walmart to make sure that it was 100% cotton, but you can use old t-shirts, jeans, anything, but it's got to be 100% organic. So it's got to be cotton. So now cut it into strips. Want it to be small enough to fit into the container. It will shrink some, but that's okay. You don't want to cram it down in there, but you don't want it just all poofed up either. You want to have plenty of air between the pieces so you don't just get one big clump. Now, one benefit of buying the 6-pack of these cans is I've got extra containers and extra lids. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to replace the lid with a hole with one of the ones that's not been punched. And I'll just keep using this one for making the char cloth while I put the non-punctured lids on the containers. That way I don't have to worry about them getting wet or anything getting out. I think one more strip will do. And keep in mind, you don't need it to be 15 feet long. All you need is to be able to catch a couple of sparks from your ferro rod to where you can get a glowing ember that you can use to catch your tinder. After that, you just got to put your bigger stuff on. So it doesn't need to be very big. This one handkerchief will probably be enough to do the 3 canisters that I plan on doing. One for each vehicle and one for my go bag. All right, so we got the pieces in here. They're not crammed in, but they're not all poofed up either. They're just the way I want them. It's on. Wait, I'm going to take the nail with me. So when the smoke stops coming out, I'm just going to drop this nail down into the hole, block it to keep the oxygen from coming in and setting all of our cloth on fire. One last thing before I take it out, an old Boy Scout trick. I'm going to take and rub dishwashing liquid on the bottom. And that way, when the process is done, the soot will wipe off a lot easier than if I didn't put that on there. So let's take this outside. Alright. This burner going. There we go. Now I can start to see some white smoke coming out. Going now. Either my char cloth is doing its thing or we got a new pope. Alright, it looks like the smoke has stopped. So I'm going to drop the nail in the hole to block it, keeping the oxygen from getting back in. And then we'll turn the fire off. We'll let it cool down. And then we'll check and see what we've got. All right, it's cooled down. So let's remove the top and see what we have. Get it. Voila! Exactly what we want it to look like. That is a piece of char cloth. Now, let's go see how it works. All right, got char cloth with cotton balls that have been soaked in hand sanitizer and some dry leaf. Let's see if we can get a fire started. And we have fire. And there you have it. That's what char cloth is, how to make it, how to use it. Yes, matches and lighters are a whole lot easier, but they break, they get wet, they get lost. This will be yet another option that you can use to start a fire if the crap hits the fan. Thank you for watching. Hope I was able to enlighten you. Um, please like, comment, subscribe, help the channel grow. Go check out my website, TennesseePrepper.com. You can go under the gear section. Any of the Amazon links on there. If you click on that and buy that, I get a slight commission off of it. Doesn't cost you any more. It just helps pay for some of the costs. If not, I still appreciate all of you. Until next time, Proverbs 28:19. Let's get started.